So Trump recently had a physical and the results are in, and I am skeptical of them. Now look, before we get into this, I have to say that Ronnie Jackson, the man who performed this physical, he has no reason to lie or to cover for Trump. He's not Trump's doctor. He's not the guy who sat in his office and sent a note down to Trump's limousine saying he was in the best fit ever of anyone ever without actually giving a physical. Ronnie Jackson gave physical exams to Obama, so there's really no reason to lie. He's not in the Trump camp, so to speak. He is the White House physician. Now, I'm not going to get into all of the numbers and what the results are and all that, but I will say what they mean. And essentially, they're all good. Trump is in, weirdly, excellent health. Now, while I'm not trying to wish bad health on him, I do find it very strange that someone with such an appalling diet is in such good health. Now, we know that Trump has a lot of fast food. Now, look, I'm not going to judge on that point either because I will never turn down a burger. But Trump is also reported that he doesn't trust the people to cook for him because he's afraid of being poisoned. So he'll send people out to McDonald's on a very regular basis. That cannot be healthy for anyone, and he's 71 years old. He gets next to no exercise aside from playing golf, which is not that intensive of an exercise. It's not like he does long days. He spends at least 8 hours a day watching TV. These are all facts that we know for sure, and yet no real cholesterol issues or anything like that. So I'm a little bit skeptical, but okay, fine. I mean, doctors know more than I do. I wasn't doing the physical, and Ronnie Jackson seems fairly content with Trump just has good genes. So okay, I'll give way to that. But the second part of it was Trump also has no mental impairments. Now, what I mean by that isn't that he's a smart and stable genius, because he's not. But what I mean by that is he was assessed, and it doesn't appear to anyone that he has early set dementia or Alzheimer's or anything like that, which I wasn't entirely convinced of in the beginning anyway. But this kind of takes away some of the defense for the Republican Party. While I'm all in favor for that, Trump really is damaging the Republican Party. They keep losing more and more seats. Again, I'm all in favor for that. But I find it very, very odd that they would just so quickly get rid of that excuse. If I was part of the Republican Party and I can see everything that's happening around the world, the entire world more or less has condemned Trump for his recent hate speech, calling African countries shithole countries is hate speech, saying that he wants more people from places like Norway, essentially saying he only wants white people in the country, is incredibly racist. There's only really one type of person that isn't offended by that kind of speech, and that's people who are racist. So if I was in the Republican Party and I saw that, there's no way I could stand behind Trump, because he's destroying the reputation of the Republican Party. He's destroying the reputation of the country. It would be completely nonsensical. Whereas before, you could have got rid of him and said, well, you know, he was struggling with Alzheimer's, been struggling for a while, but he did his best. And you could probably save it because the Republicans just seem to be better at that sort of thing than the Democrats. But now that excuse is gone. Now it's not in debate anymore. He is mentally with it. He's just a racist, bigoted, small-minded, arrogant, misogynistic muppet. And yet he's still being protected by the party itself. Doesn't bode well for the Republican Party. As I said, they keep losing seats with more or less every local election that's going on in the US. But until he is impeached or steps down, and personally I don't believe he will step down, the damage he is doing to the rest of the world really is something that needs to be analysed, looked at. And people in the Republican Party need to start thinking long term. In my personal opinion, I don't think that they are.